Hello. Let's learn about X-ray integration with Avo Assure by listing the prerequisites for the integration, identifying the steps to configure X-ray with Avo Assure, and exploring how to view execution reports in X-ray. Avo Assure integrates with X-ray to bring end-to-end test management within the Jira ecosystem. With this integration, Avo Assure test cases sync with Jira work items that helps to manage testing activities within a single and unified platform, such as viewing log bugs, setting priority and severity, managing attachments, assigning action items, and documenting steps to reproduce the defect. This integration provides detailed dashboards and reports in Avo Assure as well as in X-ray for real-time visibility into results, streamlines reporting, and helps teams monitor test progress with greater accuracy and quality. A point to note is that all the test execution results will be updated in the X-ray work item where the users manually examine the results and take required actions. X-ray also supports auto bug logging, allowing defects from failed Avo Assure test steps to be captured directly in Jira, reducing manual effort and faster issue tracking. Before integrating X-ray with Avo Assure, ensure to have valid Jira credentials, the Jira URL, and the required API tokens. Additionally, have the X-ray credentials, client ID and client secret handy to authenticate Avo Assure with X-ray when using it for defect management. Also, make sure the Avo Integrator Chrome extension is installed, and the Avo Assure client is connected. Once the prerequisites are ready, configure X-ray through the Manage Integration section in Avo Assure. Log into X-ray with valid credentials, in the Test Management tab. Map Avo Assure test cases to the corresponding X-ray test cases. Avo Assure supports one-to-one mapping model. These map test cases can be viewed and managed from View Mapping tab. Let's now watch a demo to examine how Avo Assure integrates with X-ray and view how a bug gets auto-logged in Avo Assure as well as in Jira post the integration.
First, let me navigate to my testing board in my X-ray under the project Avo Bank Testing. As you can see, I have a test plan with the name AvoGo e-commerce, under which I have a test case with the name fetch coupon code with all the necessary details with description, the environment, and all that stepwise details as well. Now, let me navigate back to Avo Assure, select the project which consists of the design test case and click on Manage Integrations. Here, click on the Test Management tab, and from the list of Atlassian applications, select on X-ray. And please make sure to fill out all the necessary credentials from username to client ID and client secret for API authentication, and click on Login. Post login, select your X-ray project from the left pane, that is Avo Bank Testing. Upon selection, it will auto-populate all the test cases. The central workspace area here displays all the test cases that are already designed, while the panel on the right showcases all the test cases with respect to X-ray within the selected project. We have an additional feature known as the sync test cases, which automatically updates the list by fetching all existing and newly added test cases from X-ray, ensuring that the latest test cases are always displayed. As you can see, all the test cases have been synced. The next step is to map the test cases from X-ray and the design test cases in Avo Assure. Select the test case from X-ray and select the test cases from Avo Assure and click on Map Selected Items, upon which click on Save. After clicking on Save, click on View Mapping. The View Mapping feature displays all map test cases, those from X-ray alongside those designed in Avo Assure, allowing users to easily cross-verify that the correct items have been selected. Once it's done, click on Close. Navigate back to the home page. Now, I'm going to execute the design test case in Avo Assure that is mapped to my X-ray test case present in my AvoGo e-commerce application. Navigate to the Execution tab. As you can see, I've already created a folder with the name AvoGo. I've created a list under the same folder with the name fetch coupon code. I have added the test case, which is mapped to my X-ray test case. Next, select the configuration parameters where you want to execute on. I've selected my client. Select the browser that you choose to execute your test cases on. And in the test management tool, select X-ray. A pop-up appears with all the credentials. Click on next. In this pop-up, it allows you to select the project from your X-ray application. And upon selection of your projects, it will auto-populate all the test plans. As you can see, I am selecting the AvoGo e-commerce test plan, which is already created. I'll go ahead and click on save. After which I'm going to select my bug tracking tool and enabling the auto defect creation. After all the configurations are set, click on save. Next, I'm going to go ahead and click on execute and execute this particular test case that was designed with respect to my X-ray test case. And as you can see in my Avo Assure client console logs, I will get a console reading saying updating X-ray details. Please wait for a few seconds. It will update all the X-ray details with respect to my test case execution. As you can see, it shows that it has updated the X-ray details. Now, let me navigate to my report section. You can see this is the report associated with this. As you can see, there's a failed step. And if you look into that failed step, it has automatically logged a defect and has provided the defect ID as well. Now, let me navigate to my X-ray application. As you can see, this will list out all my test executions. As you can see, this is the last executed execution. This will showcase all the stepwise details of my particular test case execution, as well as the failed test case. And you can see a DUM ID 2270 was created respect to the same DUM ID in my reports. This way, you can integrate Avo Assure with X-ray.